What's going on, guys? Hey, I just thought I would check in real quick with a video and say hello. How's it going? I'm kicking and representing old school today. Why am I old school? Well, this has actually been on my mind since last week. I talked about it yesterday on a recording for Inquiring Minds, one of my other podcasts. My good friend Donna Carlin and I record that and release episodes once a week. So if you're not listening, please check it out. And subscribe to that. Subscribe to the Ripple Effect podcast with Steve Harper. That's me. And of course, Conversations with Asha and Steve. That I'm on 3 shows. What can I say? I'm a busy man. And yesterday, though, we were talking about things that we maybe do that we regret. And I was thinking about a situation that occurred at soccer, shared with Donna how I was ratcheted up about playing a team that we were going to play last week because there is a guy on there who has gotten under my skin, and he just irritates me and he frustrates me. He plays me hard, dirty. He plays me dirty, people. I don't like it. And he's got this smug look on his face. He's just an arrogant beep, beep. Yeah, just an arrogant guy. Anyway, I was telling her how before I even got to the game, I knew we were playing them, and I was already thinking of what I was going to say to him and what I was going to do, and if he hard fouled me, how I was going to respond and react. And you know what? I did exactly that. It worked out exactly the way I had envisioned it in my mind, and I said something to him that really, after the fact, I just wasn't really proud of myself. And I think at the end of the day, it was kind of interesting because what he has done is he sort of has made fun of how old I am, and that I operate or I play like Father Time. And he's nicknamed me the Thumb. I don't know why. What's up? I don't understand. I don't look like a thumb, homie. He's a young whippersnapper, not that young. I mean, late 20s probably, but it really, really annoys me. And then to sort of play me to the point where, I'm closer to the end than he is to the beginning. Is that right? I don't know if that's right. Whatever. He is a lot younger, doesn't need to be playing an old dude like me as aggressively as he does. But I also didn't need to necessarily respond and react the way that I did. And I recognize that how we build things up in our minds, in our situations, like maybe at work or with a friend or a conflict with a family member, and we build these things up to like almost explosive levels. And then, things come out of your mouth that a week or 2 or even just an hour or 2 later, you might regret. And that was the situation with this guy. I really felt, which for me is a pretty big leap. I'm a trash talker. All right, guys, I'm just going to be honest with you. I am a trash talker. But for me to get to the point where I'm like, oh, not my finest hour, not my best effort, Steve, you could do better. And you let this guy get under your skin even before you took the field. But then you were amped up, ready to go. You were at the explosive level. And of course, when it happened, you let him have it. And I said and did some things that I'm not proud of. Well, I didn't do anything. I really wanted to deck him. I didn't deck him. There's a plus. There's a positive. But I did say some things that I had already gone over and rehearsed in my mind, and I prepped it and I was ready. And then I feel bad about it. And the reality is, when I thought about it driving home that night, why did I respond and react that way? Well, one, because he did get under my skin. He has gotten under my skin in the past. He doesn't show any level of sportsmanship or respect, and that irritates me. I knew that I had put myself and worked myself up into quite a lather before we ever took the field. And so it was inevitable that things were going to happen, that tensions were going to rise, tempers were going to flare, and fights almost were going to happen, which they did almost. But that's just not me. It's not how I like to play. It's not like, it's not, I like a little bit of trash talking. Okay. I'm not going to say I don't like that, but I don't like feeling like I am somewhat out of control and I'm not the better person in the situation, no matter what the situation is. Not that I'm trying to put myself better than anybody, especially this guy, even though he's a dimrod and he probably deserves to get knocked into the indoor soccer boards as many times as he possibly could. Still not a good feeling. And so when I was talking to Donna yesterday and she was like, you allowed that situation to happen because you were ready for it. But at the end of the day, the better, smarter alternative would have been just to smile and say, hey, is that the best you got? Whatever he said, whatever he did, just know, let him not think he got under your skin or it bothered you in any way, shape, or form. I consumed so much mental energy over this. And I guess the reason it's still hanging around a week later, I saw this guy last night at soccer. They were playing the game before us. And I didn't want to look at him because I could instantly go back there. But at the end of the day, I know, guys, clearly not perfect. I'm just saying, I don't ripple in everything I do, obviously. But the reality is that if you use your brain ahead of time and you set yourself up to not respond, not react, no matter what somebody is trying to do to get you to do so, to needle you, to nudge you, to insult you, to try to injure you, like this Nimrod is trying to do. But you realize that bully behavior, when realize that bully behavior is not connecting, doesn't hit, they'll go find somebody else and you're off the hook. As opposed to now I'm in this repeat cycle in my mind about how much more I could have said or what I could have done and how I really need to get him the next time. And that is not a healthy place to be. Maybe it's age and wisdom that has helped me arrive at this location, but maybe not. Maybe it's just being a little bit more smart. Maybe it's taking heed of my good friend Donna Carlin's advice and saying, don't let them win by letting them win. And it really gave me pause. So last night when I saw that guy, didn't even look at him. Acted like he wasn't even there. And I know he wanted to say something. I know he wanted to, and he did make a comment as we were taking the field and they were walking off, looking for the response and the reaction. And I didn't give it to him, which left him with no power. So I guess my point in all of this, guys, is to share a little bit of insight that I am still figuring out these dynamics of the human behavior myself. I don't consider myself an expert in any way, shape, or form. And I make a lot of mistakes. But when you find yourself making those mistakes and not feeling good about it, feeling a little bit oogie and a little bit uncomfortable, that is your gut check moment to say, what can I do next time? How can I be better next time? And how can I make sure that I don't go through or feel this weird feeling again? Whether you have a conflict at work, whether you have a conflict with, someone close to you, someone you don't like, maybe a dispute with a neighbor, maybe a Nimrod on the soccer field. We need to be better at, or I should say, not preaching to you, I should be better about how I represent myself in these moments that are designed to take me off my path. So, hope that helps. I'm sorry for the long diatribe of detail there, but I wanted you to be aware that a couple of things that you need to be thinking about your behavior at all times. Number one. Number two, don't give in to the temptation to do the bullying back or the arguing back, etc. And three, the Ripple Man doesn't have it all figured out, which means that if you out there don't have it figured out, it's okay. Let's figure it out together. And a special nod out to my good friend Donna Carlin for helping me gain some perspective, which certainly helped my mouth stay shut yesterday and my eyes averting from even seeing the Nimrod, who I will destroy next time on the soccer field. Not with this, but with my skills. I can't get my foot up because I'm so sore from last night, but you get my point, right? You get my point. Anyway, go out there, make a difference in the world, make a difference in someone's life, make a difference in your own life. And as always, you know it, ripple on.